How's everyone doing today? Dr. C3 here, and we are back with the Season 1 Week 4 recap of the CPL. If you guys are excited to watch some of these battles, let me know in the description below who do you think will win some of these matchups, and without further ado, I say we jump right into it. Our first match here comes from MrCarbonite in the enigmatic Elect Mortars versus Manvinder in the London Lucarios. You can see both of them brought a stellar lineup, and, you know, I'm not going to really recite all the names for the Pokemon. You guys should know them by now. Let's jump right into it. And we're going to see Carbonite leads off with the Jolteon as Manvinder does lead off with his Mega Aggron. He's going to decide to stay in Mega Evolve as Jolteon gets the heck out of there with a Volt Switch. Goes right into Ferrothorn as a good counter as Aggron just decides, you know what, I want those Stealth Rocks up. I think they're going to be vital this match as Aggron is carrying the Fire Punch, going to really hurt that Ferrothorn as Ferrothorn says, you know what, I want my rocks up too, might as well do it. Aggron finally takes out Ferrothorn with a second Fire Punch. He's going to take a lot of damage due to the Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet. Good set to bring on Carbonite's part. Flapless, the Flygon, comes out, forcing Aggron out. He decides to preserve it, maybe for Death Fodder later, as Tangrowth eats the Earthquake hit. Hidden Power, either Fire or Electric, or I'm sorry, Fire or Ice comes out for Tangrowth. Most likely Fire. You know what, it might be Ice for the Landers, my bad. And he's just going to keep firing him off as Tangrowth is going to try and do Tangrowth things. Hit him with the Giga Drain. Giga Drain's coming out. Hidden Power Ice is coming out. They're both weakening each other until eventually Tangrowth does pick up the KO. Now going into this match, I wanted to note that Manvinder is 2-1 in the league, as MrCarbonite is 1-2. So just something to note here. We see Hindu, the Azelf, coming out, gonna hit that Tangrowth real hard with his Zen Headbutt. He's gonna take some Rocky Helmet damage as well. So we see the Energy Ball packing for Azelf. It's gonna knock out that Greninja. Didn't really take much from the Hydro Pump. Might be running a little bit of bulk as Landorus decides to come out and says, you know what, I'm tired of this Azelf. I'm going to hit him with the U-turn, knock him out. It's a 4-3 matchup. He switches out an Aggron, can take the Stealth Rocks as Candy Floss is going to come out the Blacephalon. Blacephalon is a hard fire hitter. Predicting the fire move, he goes into his Dragalge. Manvinder goes on to the Dragalge as he does go for the Flame Charge, trying to boost up the speed here. Psyshock is not going to be able to take out that Dragalge as it is hanging on, as he does what he does best and drops a Draco. Now we're here 2-4. We have Jolteon and Hawlucha left for Carbonite as he does decide, you know what, I'm going to go into Jolteon. I'm probably going to Volt Switch if I was him. Oh, in fact, he's rocking the Hidden Power as well. Hidden Power Ice comes out. Not going to be able to kill the Dragalge as it goes for a rest, fully recovering, and it is going to be rest. It's fast asleep. Is going to have the Sleep Talk. It does have the Sleep Talk. Draco's going to come out and do a lot to Hawlucha, and Hawlucha's going to say, you know what, I'm going to stay in here. I'm going to fire off a mean hit. Goes for the Hidden Power tech as well. So Hidden Power from Carbonite coming out from all his Pokemon. Acrobat is going to do virtually nothing to this Mew, and it looks like Mew is going to be able to clean up late game. It's going to knock out that Hawlucha. See the leftover recovery. Jolteon comes back out. One last final turn. Shadow Ball, not going to be able to knock out the Mew, and it looks like Mew's going to be able... Oh, I'm sorry. Jolteon was packing a little bit of bulk. Maybe it was because that Mew's uninvested. Mew's going to actually go down to Jolteon. Jolteon's just throwing off Shadow Balls. Landers comes out. Gonna get the Intimidate off. Not really gonna matter because Jolteon's a special hitter anyway. The Shadow Ball is not gonna be able to do enough as Earthquake is gonna take out MrCarbonite. A 3-0 victory for the Manvinders. Moving into week 5, he's gonna be 3-1 in the league. Enigmatic Elect Mortars 1-3. With all of that recapped, let's jump into the next battle. We have Aaron, coach of the Roman Polions, the only team undefeated currently in the league at 3-0, as we do see the Cincinnati Sacreds, coached by Jordan now, coming in for the battle. He's only been able to play one game since he was the new subbing coach, so he's technically like 0-1, we'll say. And You guys can see all the Pokemon, on the screen. And we're going to see, if I had to predict, I'm going to make a bold prediction here, that if there are going to be leads on anyone's end, it is most likely going to be Tapu Koko and maybe a Kieran Black lead, or a Seismitoad lead trying to get up Stealth Rocks. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to find out. One thing to note, that the Mega Blastoise is already Mega'd. That is sort of a mistake. I don't think either coach minded that much, considering they played out the battle. So let's jump right into it. As we do see the Weezing, I'm sorry, the wrong lead on my end, Weezing and Gligar. So it looks like Gligar is going to come in. Weezing goes for the Protect, doesn't want to really get hit with any shenanigans by Lancelot over here, as he just decides to go for a knockoff. Knows the knockoff's coming, he decides to go into Blastoise, but U-turn is packed on this Gligar. Goes right on to see now the Mega Sceptile, as the Leaf Blade going to come off. Not going to be able to kill the Blastoise, and Blastoise is going to hit him with a mean Dragon Pulse. Super effective. It is just going to knock him straight out. There's a good quick lead for Jordan here. Dragon Pulse is going to try and do as much to Roadkill as he possibly can, as Roadkill is just going to go, you know what, I'm going to hit him with a Fusion Bolt. I'm not messing around with this thing. Knocks out the Blastoise. It's back to a tie game, 5-5. As we do see the leftovers packing with Kieran Black. I wonder if he's a subset or not. So Earth Power is going to come out. Only going to do about 25% to this Zygarde, as Ice Beam just going to straight out decimate. I'm sorry, not the Zygarde, the Roadkill, the Kieran Black. Ice Beam just decimates the Zygarde. Infernape comes out. Fearing the Infernape, Kieran Black switches out into Florges here, taking the fake out. We're going to see what Infernape wants to do to this Florges, as he just decides, you know what, I'm going into Umbreon. Maybe fearing the Psychic move there, as a Wish is just going to come out. He's probably going to want to Wish Pass into Kieran Black, but he ends up going for the Calm Mind instead, so this is a setup Florges. He's going to get that Wish off. Is Weezing going to pack the Toxic? Something to be able to nullify this. Yes, it is indeed. The Toxic comes out, and it's going to be able to hinder the longevity of this Florges, as he just goes out into Kieran Black. He says, you know what, this Weezing is going to be kind of hard to take out. A good prediction, goes for the Flamethrower, gets the burn. We do know that this is a special Kieran Black, so the burn's not really going to matter that much, but it is going to, nullify some of the leftover recovery. Earth Power, he protects with Weezing, knows he doesn't want to get hit. Knows he doesn't want to get hit by that mean Earth Power there, as he's just going to try and get as much damage on this Kieran Black as possible. It's a little interesting to note that Kieran Black doesn't try to set up with Hone Claws or even go for a substitute. We do see the critical hit come out, and it does look like that critical hit might have mattered. I don't know. At the end of the day, the Weezing is gone now, so Aaron still rocking a 5-3 lead here. Goes right out into Gribbit for the Tapu Koko. Tapu Kokos normally carry Grass Knot, so interesting tech there. So you do see the leftovers. It is going to be a defensive Seismitoad. As a Focus Punch comes out from Infernape. But Focus Punch Infernape, that's something you don't see that often. Very risky, but very rewarding if done correctly. Infernape's like, you know what, I'm not going to try and risk it. I'm just going to U-turn out here. Goes on to Umbreon, take the Earth Power. We do see that Umbreon is incredibly bulky. It's not, might be even especially bulky, just judging by the, power that the HP that it lost. I don't know why I'm stuttering so much. So we do see the Sucker Punch go off for Umbreon, but it is going to fail. So Umbreon with Sucker Punch, as Tapu Koko is going to come out. Goes for the Iron Head, so he's going to be physical Tapu Koko. Trying to weaken this Florges as much as he possibly can. Florges is getting that Calm Mind up. Toxic's starting to rack up a little bit too. Iron Head's going to come out. Going to do a lot of damage. Is Florges going to go for the Moonblast? Oh, he couldn't because of the flinch. That is unfortunate for Aaron, as it does look like his Florges is going to come out, but he's going to preserve it presumably for Death Fodder, as Lancelot, the Gligar, comes out to take the Iron Head very well. Acrobatics, eating those hits with a nice Eviolite. I'm sure it's packing. Earthquake going to do about 80% of that Tapu Koko. The It's a very hard hitting Lancelot. I don't know if that's uninvested, but nevertheless, was a lot of damage to Tapu Koko. U-turns out, goes out into Umbreon, take the Earthquakes a little bit better. Umbreon's one of those very, very bulky monsters, just hard to take out. We do see the Wish is packing. Interesting to note that Umbreon is the only evolution that can heal itself without Wish in Moonlight, which is pretty interesting. Gonna sack off the Infernape, thinking that he can get his Tapu Koko in here for free. I don't know if Tapu Koko is going to do much aside from Iron Head. Maybe go for flinches, try and flinch his way to victory. However, the Earthquake is going to come out. No flinch. Gligar picks up the kill. Umbreon's left. We have Aaron with 5 Pokemon left. And it looks like that Aaron's just going to be able to clean house if he can break through this Umbreon. Knockoff, taking over that reliable recovery and leftovers. As he just goes for the U-turn, getting out of there. Is he going to go to no webs today, the Armaldo. So Armaldo is probably packing some bug coverage. So you see the Sucker Punch come off. It's not going to do enough. And X-Scissor, it looks like it's going to be able to clean house here. Yep, goes for the X-Scissor, and down goes Umbreon. So a nice 5-0 victory. Aaron remaining still undefeated in the league at 4-0, as Cincinnati Sacred's now hosted by Jordan himself, going to be 0-2 for the season. We're going to see if he'll play out his other games that he hasn't played so far within the league. And that's it for all the Showdown matches this week. For Week 4, let's jump right into the final and last battle that did take place on the DS. And it is going to be the Kansas City Kingdras versus the Bad Boys himself. So we'll transition right into that, and I'll see you soon. Alright, now that we're back, we have Kingdra and the Kansas City Kingdras versing up against the Bad Boys and 1-800 Big Bad himself. Going into this matchup, we can see the 6 that both opponents want to decide to bring. Just to note that Kansas City Kingdras are currently 2-1 at this point, as the Bad Boys are 1-2 in the league. So there was a lot of 1-2s, 2-1s within the league. Only being Roman Polions with 3-0. So it's going to be interesting to see how this match plays out. I'm going to jump right into it. You can see the 6 if you want to make notes somewhere else, if you want to write them down, or if you just want to keep a mental note. We do see Mega Gyarados for the Kingdras, and we don't actually see the Mega for the Bad Boys, which is interesting. So we're going to see here. Predictions on my end, I think that there's going to either be a Tornadus lead for Kingdra and a Conkeldurr or Ribombee lead for the Bad Boys. So we're going to jump right into it, preparing the video, and great battle music that I've picked out. I know you can't hear it, but on my end I can hear it pretty well. We do see Tornadus come out, so Tornadus is going to come out in a Conkeldurr. So I did see those leads pretty right. Tornadus is going to be able to hit a huge acrobatics, so it's going to be a physical Tornadus this week, and it's not going to be able to knock out the Conkeldurr. As Conkeldurr goes for the Stone Edge, won't be able to pick up the KO on Tornadus, and it will not, both hanging on just by a thread. You can see the Tornadus, how little health it has. U-turn is going to be able to knock out the Conkeldurr, however, so Tornadus is going to be able to get its regen with the expense of the Bad Boys knowing what to effectively switch into. Ambipom's going to come out. Bringing this thing out makes me want to believe that it is Scarf, so we're going to see here Delphox comes out. We do know that Delphox does not outspeed Ambipom, as he does go for a fake out, and that is a big fake out. That makes me want to think it's also banded, but it's not, as he goes for the knockoff. Delphox just really can't take hits, I guess. Fake out coming out. Maybe that was Silk Scarf. Delphox going to get knocked out, so we do see the Kansas City already up by 2. As Slap, he's like, you know what, Dragonite's in here, I don't know what it's going to do. Olaf, the big bad Dragonite, he's going to switch out. He doesn't want to take any hits. As Donphan is going to be the response as Dragon Rush. Interesting move choice here from, Ben and the Bad Boys himself. But you do see that the Donphan's going to take it pretty well. Aqua Tail. So he is packing the tech just in case as Donphan eats the hit, goes for the Stealth Rocks. we are seeing the leftovers on Donphan, so we are assuming that it's going to be the standard defensive Donphan set that everyone loves so much, unless you're facing it, of course. Slap going to come back out. He's thinking, I can get big fake out damage as long as I can take the hit. Aqua Tail is going to come off. We're going to see how much this does. It does a decent chunk, almost half, about 50 or about 45%. The fake off comes out, and that is just going to, that's massive damage. That really makes me want to believe that it is Silk Scarf. This Dragon Rush is going to be able to knock out the Ambipom. So Dragonite coming in, taking hits, dishing him back out. Gyarados going to come out though. He's thinking, you know what, I'm going to get the Intimidate off. I do know that this is a physical Dragonite, so I got to do something about it. He's going to stay in, Mega Evolve. And we're going to see what this Gyarados wants to do. Gyarados with the Mold Breaker here. Going to be able to break the multi-skill. Gyarados is already faster. It's something interesting to note. As he goes for the Dragon Dance, he's thinking, I could probably set up on this Dragonite without him being able to knock me out. So Gyarados is going to do what, Mega Gyarados wants to do. It's going to Dragon Dance. Is he going to go up to +2? He is going to go up to +2. He's going to go for the sweep here, as we do see, Gyarados typically run the Dragon Dance set. Getting to +2 is something, he's going to miss the Dragon Rush, and it looks like Ben is in a tough spot. We're going to see how he wants to dig himself out of this. Maybe a Ribombee if it's scarfed. I don't even know if it outspeeds a +2 at this point. In comes Ribombee. Hopefully he can take a hit, but those rocks are really going to hinder it. We're going to see if it's scarfed. It is not scarfed. Waterfall is going to come out. That is most definitely going to knock out this Ribombee. And it looks like, if I am making no mistakes, I don't think anything wants to take a +2 Gyarados. Lurantis coming out. I think a Crunch might be able to knock out the Lurantis. We're going to see. And it does indeed. So we have... actually, Bisharp is the last Pokemon coming out. And we're going to see how much Bisharp can take these hits, as it does resist both stabs. I believe it doesn't resist Waterfall. And Waterfall is just going to straight out knock it out. And it looks like Gyarados just comes in with a clean sweep. Going to be able to win 5-0 here against, the Bad Boys themselves. So the Bad Boys are now currently 1-3 in the league, as the Kansas City Kingdras are going to be 3-1 moving forward into Week 5. I unfortunately didn't have the time to be able to, screen capture all of the main page for the sheets, at least for Week 4, as we've already hit into Week 5 battles. So I'm not going to be able to, unfortunately, pull it up this week. However, they will be here next week, so you can see all the team comparisons in one, where we're sitting for playoff seeds, who's leading in the kill leaders, and yeah, it'll be very interesting. Something to note, that Aaron did not bring Celesteela this week. It's crazy. He won without Celesteela. I think it's a threat. We're going to see how he, moves forward into Week 5. We're going to see how the rest of the coaches do. But until then, I'm going to get up out of here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe, as it does support me as a content creator a lot. I don't know. I find this a very hobbyist thing to do, and just to be able to play with a group of guys in this league and be able to upload it and share it to you all, I think it's just pretty cool. So if you think it's cool too, you like the videos, just hit like. That's all you have to do to support, or even just watch the video. That's all I ask. I think it's pretty awesome that you guys can be able to do that. That being said, I'm going to get up out of here, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one.